Hello and welcome. Well, since we were asked to do a home tour, and we thought it was probably about time for us to give a status update on where we are so far in the project at Chaplain House in the summer of 2024, we thought we would take the opportunity and do both of them at once. And so this video, we're going to show you around the house, sort of hone in on some of the things that we've completed and the projects that we've completed. Well, come on in. So here we are in the main entryway and the grand staircase here. We've been working on this for quite some time, and we've done videos on the demolition of the walls that separated the two units. Hopefully we'll get some more progress made this winter, and we can do a full reveal on the staircase once it's fully restored. But there's a lot of work to do on the balusters and the handrail, as well as opening up the stairwell itself. Here's the parlor, and this is one of the first rooms that we completed the plaster and the painting on. And as you can see, we are using the room as a parlor and staging it, as well as putting things in, such as a desk for laptops, so we can do work in here. And we try and keep it clean, but throughout the video, you'll see in some of the rooms we have a lot of stuff that we move from room to room as we work on rooms. The blue couch, of course, is a temporary couch, and it's so big it's difficult to move around, and B, it's a pretty good place to take a nap after a long day's worth of work. And so before we really decorate the parlor, we're going to leave that blue couch there for a while. It does have some paint splatters on it and so forth. This is the dining room. We recently finished wallpapering. This is one of the rooms that's in progress. As you can see, we still need to build out the fireplace and mantle. And we have some items in here that we've purchased along the way, and we have for the house. We have this cabinet in the corner that holds some dishes, some things we bought at auction. And this is just a variety of chairs and a table, since we haven't really gotten the proper dining room table. For the fireplace, well, we have the mantle and we have the location for it. We will need to recreate the hearth. We will need to source tile and a summer cover and insert. That will mean a lot of scouring around local architectural salvage places and looking around the country for just the right thing. And hopefully we'll have that, and we will certainly have an update on that in video when we do. The kitchen, aside from cleaning, is really one of the rooms we haven't done a lot of work in. We have this sink in here. It is a beautiful double drain board sink, cast iron sink. I don't know whether or not we will keep the sink. The likelihood is that we will replace the cabinets. Those are metal cabinets that we're not terribly fond of, and we will acquire or construct cabinets for the sink. And you can see, as for kitchen appliances, we have a mini fridge, a microwave, electric induction stove, as well as a coffee maker, an air fryer, and a toaster. Oh, and a little egg cooker. And these are really all you need for most of the kind of on-the-run, on-the-go cooking that we do in the house. And here is the bathroom that we've been working on. It is, at this point, fully functional. However, it is not complete. We still have several things we need to do. We need to install the wallpaper. Before that, we are replacing the mirror that's there in the wall. And we have acquired a door for this cabinet, but we still need to strip and repaint the trim. Now let's go upstairs. This is the landing, the first landing, and as you can see, there's one step up to the second landing here. And the second landing has doors to the bathroom, a bedroom, and to the servants' stairs. And it's interesting that it is one step up. I suspect strongly that that's in order to provide the plumbing for this bathroom, which undoubtedly was installed after the house was built. And possibly even this whole portion of the house may have been an addition, although there must have been it would seem that there must have been a bedroom up here initially. This is the third bedroom, and as you can see, we have left the vinyl flooring down from when this was an apartment in order to protect the floors. We're still working on the plaster and the paint. There are not many huge cracks left. We've done most of the major restoration of the plaster along that wall where the outside wall had some water penetration. What's left are mostly minor cracks, including a few really minor cracks along the ceiling. We're just sort of working on that as we go. This bedroom is one of the bedrooms that we have finished. And when I say finished, of course, I mean we've done the plaster and we've painted. We still may have work to do. And in virtually all over the house, we have some work to do on the floors of the house. But this is a nice room to spend the night in and get lots of sleep in a big, comfortable bed. And it's clean and ready to go. This is not a closet, but rather it's a clothes press. So if you notice, these clothes presses are not deep like closets, because as Victorians had fewer items to hang in closets, they hung them side to side rather than sticking them in, so they didn't need to be deep enough for a hanger or a suit coat. They just needed to be wide enough to store the few outfits you had. So this dresser on the left is something that we acquired. It was one of the things that we had acquired at an auction of the previous owner's belongings. And there's quite a few items in the house that we did buy back from the estate after we bought the house. There's a couple of dressers, and I'll try and point them out as we go. Moving over to the front bedroom, or bedroom 1. This is a room that still needs some attention paid to the walls, but currently we're keeping some items in here that are destined for other parts of the house, or even will be put in another house. And as you can see, we're storing a few things, some light shades, lamp shades, and shades for some of the flush-mounted lights in various rooms. This room is what we call the library, and it will become a library. Again, it's a room we're storing some items in for future use. This dresser was one of the dressers that we acquired from the previous owner's estate. And over here in the corner, here are the balusters for the staircase. We have actually 2 sets of balusters, and we'll get into that more in a future video. This hall tree is sort of a family item that came up from Texas. But you can see we're storing some doors, luggage, and this old gas fireplace. Here's the handrail that we bought in Ohio. And we bought the entire balustrade, all the balusters, a handrail, newel post, including the bolt for the newel post. And we are, of course, forced to store them in various places throughout the house until we get the staircase restored properly. But meanwhile, let's go up to the third floor. As you see up here, the third floor is the diamond window that I restored when it was falling apart. And they still needs a screen. That screen doesn't properly fit in the window, and that needs to be recreated and installed. Along the left here, there are two clothes presses. And so we can go into one of the bedrooms here. This is, again, some storage of things that, in some cases, probably empty boxes. But also, there's the newel post and a Christmas tree and some lamps. Some pictures that either came with the lot of stuff we bought at the previous owner's estate, or were given to us by those in the area that had some connection to the house. This is what we call the fifth bedroom. Up here you can see all of the woodwork is painted the same green as the walls. And this is the fourth bedroom. Again, there's a few doors stored in here, and there's some damage to the walls that still needs to be repaired. These lights are interesting. They, I suspect, were originally gas lines up to gas lamps up on the third floor here. And they were converted to electricity by running abandoning the gas portion of the pipes and running electrical through it. Here's the summer cover that we recently acquired for this fireplace. You can see the other one was sort of patched together from sheet metal. Some doors, more luggage storage. And then this is the trunk closet, which we put in a skylight, added some trim around it. As you can see, the walls still require some work there. There is a chimney there that's been covered with plaster, and that room may become the basis for a bathroom. Ultimately, we expect to build an owner's apartment here on this floor. And some moisture penetration. That, we suspect, came from a chimney that was out there and was being used to vent an old furnace. So a lot of the mortar has fallen down inside the chimney. And in addition to dealing with that, we're also repointing the outside of the chimney. Meanwhile, it's no longer being used to vent that, and we're no longer getting any water or moisture penetration in through the chimney there behind that wall. Alexa, turn on the laundry light.
Okay.
These stairs lead down into the basement. As you can see, the walls have been rendered with some sort of plaster or cement that has, in many cases, failed. It was painted over to make the walls look nice. So we will need to repair some of the plaster work, and we will certainly need to repoint the masonry in spots, as you'll see. We store our plastering supplies and paint here in this laundry room of the basement. Here's one thing that's very common in the region. This is what we call the Pittsburgh Potty. And this is the workshop. Here's storage for yard tools in the underneath part of the bay window. As you can see, the ceiling has been finished and all of the plumbing is put up tight against that ceiling. Various projects are going on here. This light is undergoing restoration, and we have several of these pan lights. This is the medicine cabinet with the integrated lights that will go on the first floor bathroom. In this utility room, we also have more lights, storage for the chandeliers that we're working on. And of course, you can see the HVAC system that services the first floor. These chandeliers are in various states of restoration. And back to the workshop. While it may seem messy, it's pretty well organized actually. The plastic boxes have various pieces of hardware and tools that we've set aside for separate projects. There is storage for things like the shutters that we removed from the kitchen. You might notice here where the mortar has come out of the bricks in this brick foundation wall. This is due to what is called rising damp, which means that the water comes up from below the house, up through the foundation brick wall, and eventually has to go somewhere, so it pushes out the mortar, which is the sacrificial element in the brick wall. And this is the door to the workshop. Notice the vintage hardware and hinges on this door. And back behind the Pittsburgh Potty, there's another cabinet with vintage hardware. And this is where we store paint samples and our stains. Currently, we will be restoring this cabinet in the future. And again, vintage hinges, steeple-capped hinges. Final part of the tour is going to be what we call the yoga studio. It's in fact an office. There are a few parlor chairs that need reupholstering. And we recently acquired these 2 leaded glass doors, and we will be installing one of these in the first floor bathroom cabinet. Thank you so much for watching. We really appreciate your support. Please come back